abortion rights. If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it, I can't hear y'all. If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it.
I'm here because I feel compelled to not be silent about the government regulating what I can do with my body.
You know, I want the right to have an abortion if I want an abortion. I feel like bodily autonomy is a constitutional right. I feel like abortion should be a right.
I've had 2 abortions myself, and it needs to be accessible for people. It just has to be.
So this is my hands-off abortion sign.
Well, so this is a fly swatter with a little splatter of the patriarchy on it.
I am here because I don't support forced birth as a carrier of a lethal genetic disorder. If abortion were to be illegal, then it would force the birth of children who would be born only to then die a miserable and painful death. I'm also here because I'm running for district committee person in the 1st Ward of Philadelphia.
So I have 2 daughters. I have a 2-year-old named Nevi, and my daughter Millie is 5 months old, and I want a world for them where they have autonomy of their bodies. I want a world for them where when I was in my 20s, I knew that there were multiple barriers to me getting pregnant that I could use if that happened to me, and I want the same for them. I want them to be able to make a choice for their body and what's best for their body without anybody telling them what they can and cannot do.
I'm too old to be pregnant now. It's not happening for me. But if she were violated today and needed an abortion, then she deserves that right. So that's why I'm here today, for every other young woman out there who needs that right.
To get that money for working people, to abortion services, and for Medicare for all with gender-affirming care.
Well, my name's Eric Jenkins. I'm a member of Socialist Alternative. I'm here today because my organization, along with Planned Parenthood and the Women's March, are participating in the National Day of Action called by Planned Parenthood so we could force, the U.S. Supreme Court and the legal system to reverse this devastating attack on women's rights and reproductive rights of working people.
So are you ready to march? Are you ready to march? Rise up for abortion rights, rise up!
I'm really young. I'm not that bright. Well, I'm not stupid, but the Supreme Court is not working for us.
The government is no longer a democracy because they are not representing us.
In my opinion, we have a puppet sort of Taliban Supreme Court that is just serving right-wing interests.
I think they're all full of shit. They're all disgusting. Every single one of them.
The Supreme Court, to me, is an idealistic institution. In its practice and pragmatism, it doesn't make sense. It originated based on the thoughts of men hundreds of years ago.
We don't want a panel of unelected jurists making decisions that affect the lives of working class people in this country.
When there's even the option that 50 years of progress can be reversed, it makes me question the whole system. I believe in my history class when I was in high school that the Supreme Court is supposed to not be a partisan institution, and it certainly is one now.
The idea of the Supreme Court is you want something that's apolitical. You want it unbiased. There's no possible way to have that. Humans are biased. It's natural.
The Supreme Court is a political body. It does not represent anyone. It's a safeguard for the capitalist class or the ruling class. The Supreme Court has always been a court for the political elite.
We're basically living in an oligarchy where we have a subset of people who would be wealthy enough to get the education, to have the connections, to be there. So even the quote-unquote liberals on the Supreme Court, I don't care for. I don't care for the liberals in the government. I want to rip it all down and start again.
Oh yeah, burn it all down. Burn the whole fucking thing down. We got to start over.
I will call to abolish them, but it's not enough, right? There are countries without Supreme Courts with just as egregious laws. What we need is to abolish not only the Supreme Court, but also the system in which they protect capitalism.
If the liberals split our vote, we will be a fascism.
I couldn't say it any better than her. That's why I married her.
The way that we have it with, if I don't vote Democrat, my vote is getting thrown away. But I hate the Democrats. So what are my choices?
Vote.
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 Vote. Vote. Vote. Support the Democratic Party because you have to get rid of Republicans.
Who do you vote for, right? The Democrats have been saying for half a century, vote for us to defend Roe v. Wade. And now, having failed to defend Roe v. Wade, they say, well, Roe v. Wade's gone, so now you really have to vote for us, right?
It's been said that the Democratic Party is where a lot of movements go to die.
I think they have not been as strong and have not stood up for rights like this and have not mobilized in the way that I would like to see them.
I think, unfortunately, our system is so broken that we are stuck with two parties, neither of which are functioning appropriately, and here we are, we're stuck.
It's concerning to a lot of people that they're now being told to vote in the midterms when the Democratic Party has promised that every time you vote, we're going to do something, and then they just don't.
The people that showed up today for this protest, I think, are now aware that the Democratic Party is not going to do anything. Like, they try to pass a bill in the span of 3 days without calling for a meeting, without calling for a movement, without calling for protests, and are shocked when multiple Democratic senators abstained and Joe Manchin voted against, even in the debate.
If we divide the liberal vote by being angry at our own party, then we're not going to accomplish anything. First, we have to get rid of Republicans, so we have to unite behind whatever candidates win whatever primaries. We all have to work to make sure that those Republican people are unseated at every level of government.
Yeah, I think the short-term solution is to break from the Democrats, absolutely, and start a mass working class party.
We can say that voting will do something, but it's the mass movements that will actually make a change, we will have a voice instead of just waiting till November.
A few years ago, before a lot of this political unrest, I was just a regular person. Sorry about it, my daughter grabbing your hand. I didn't really consider myself too politically involved, and I truly believe that it is regular people who are just trying to go about their day that are going to be what changes our country for the better. So I would just motivate anybody who thinks that rules and laws don't impact them to get involved, because they're coming for all of our rights.
What do we want? Abortion rights. If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it, I can't hear y'all. If we don't get it, if we can't get it, if we don't get it.